Yes. Recording in progress.
Hey, welcome to our today's class. Welcome to online lifelong study circle with me and with my colleague. Um, we have a big aim, and that is about educating ourselves, leverage and increasing our conscious level, and coach ourselves so that we can develop our personality, our character, our mind, our spiritual intelligence through different book reading. We come every Sunday at the same time, around 60 minutes, and we do read books on a different topic, systematic topics, to give us a meaningful and concluding statement so that we can apply in our daily life. So I'm live on my Zoom and also on my Facebook page, uh, live coaching with Maratib Ali Shad. So we are we are reading and studying nowadays topic of consciousness. Is a very advanced topic, uh, and it relates with the philosophy, spirituality, science, psychology. Um, so these are the main realms where this topic uh, usually described and people discuss. Um, and we are in week 10. So it's 10th week. We have already studied various topics within consciousness in last 9 weeks. So obviously I will not go to what we have studied already. Okay, but on your screen, on your computer screen, there are uh, headings which we covered already. Well, if you have missed them, or if you want to go through again, then there is a playlist on my YouTube channel uh, on consciousness, and you can watch them and you can share with them. So uh, let's see. Uh, so that's it. Let's start our quickly today's topic. And this topic is not actually a topic, it is a question answer series which we have started on a consciousness. And the book which we are reading is The Map of Consciousness. If you can see my video, it is in my hand. So you can buy this book. It's a very thick book. Yeah, but it's a life changing book. Even it's not the life changing book, it is a nation changing book. Even if it's not the nation changing book, it is the planet changing book. Like, because once I change myself, then I will impact positively on my family, and then family multiply with other families, and then to the village, to the city, and to the countries and the continents, and eventually the whole planet get benefit of all positive things which we learn and which we do practice, isn't it? So uh, here is a question. The question I have taken from the book that someone said to Dr. David Hawkins, who is a psychiatrist or who's a member of church, and who is an authority in psychology, in psychiatry, in philosophy, and in spirituality. He was a great Christian, but he was living beyond Christianity. Uh, but we are getting benefit of his writing and thoughts and intellectual work, uh, what he did for us, and he has written. So here is a question. Somebody asked Dr. David Hawkins, hey, you have said that the creation and evolution are one and the same. How that can be? Because so this is the question basically, and the answer is there. But before we go into the answer, let's contemplate a little bit. Let's think about what is basically creation and evolution. When I say we are evolving, okay, so and when we say I have created something, so does it mean that both are same or both are different? Because once you create something, the idea behind creation is once we create something, it means I have created it and that's it. That's my final product. Okay. It means that it's not changing every time. Okay. It has been created. For example, this is an iPhone which is in my hand. Okay. And this is a product, it's a creation. Okay. Let's assume uh, uh, and uh, and this is my final product. Okay, this is my final product. Now, after making or after creating this iPhone, uh, I'm doing something more, or I have stopped myself, and that's it. I have created this iPhone. Now I'm sitting back. Okay, so what do you mean? The God is sitting and doing nothing? If God is creator, so it means after creating the whole universe, whole planets, a whole galaxy, and black holes, and the life and species, and billions of species on the world, on our planet. Now the God is sitting very like this because He has created, and after creating, of course, people can question that there is no any other thing now God needs to do, because if he's creating further or he's modifying further, it means it was a faulty creation. And if the God is creating a faulty creature, then it means God is faulty itself. But we know that God cannot be a faulty, because God is a absolute perfect being with the supreme intelligence. So if God's creation is perfect, so it means he God does not need to modify it, right? But if God does not need to modify it, then what is the thingy of evolution? Because according to evolution, everything is continuously changing. Everything is continuously in constantly moving into and reshaping into something else. That's we learned from the Darwin theory of evolution, and also some Muslim philosopher of 1000 years ago, when they presented the idea and told the reality that everyone has evolved from one and another. We are uh, we are the next generation of chimpanzee. The gorillas and monkeys are our forefathers, right? We have evolved from them. And chimpanzee was evolved from some other species. And that species was evolved from some other species. And that is the phenomena of evolution which is happening since the Big Bang happened. Millions of years ago, um, this evolutionary process is in action. So, so Now the big question is, it means that God, what he did he create, the whole universe, entire universe, or he is the responsible being who is evolving everything? Or in other sense, the what is the reality? So that's we are going to learn in today's topic. Is that make sense? What we're going to is a very fundamental question, is very thought-provoking and very existential question, which I am describing you, and we are going to learn. Um, and yeah, and let's start our today's reading. This question has been answered in 3 to 4 paragraphs by Dr. David Hawkins. And I have highlighted some important things with different colors, okay? So, and the bottom line of answer before we reading, that Jenny can read it, but before Jenny can start reading, I will, announce that the statement of today's answer is basically creation and evolutions are not separate. They actually are same thing. Okay, so don't uh, blame God, or don't be atheist that based on this you will decide there is no God, because everything is evolving itself without creation. So that's things we are going to learn, okay? And yeah, so I would ask Jenny if she can start reading. Uh, Jenny, if you can start reading.
You've said that creation and evolution are one and the same. How can that be? What one witnesses is potentially continuously emerging as creation. Evolution is creation. Traditional religion has separated the two, implying that God finished creation after a week and then said, bye-bye, see you on Judgment Day. It holds that God created the universe, threw the ball, and said, good luck, folks, hope you make it. In reality, creation is continuous, which means that potentiality within creation is becoming an actuality, and you are witnessing the emergence.
Thank you, it's a great reading. So the initial statement from Dr. David Hawkins we learned, and he taught us, and that the evolution is not a separate from the creation. Actually, when something is evolving, then during that evolution, there is potentiality that creates new thing when it emerges into something new. And that is a reality is describing. So the bottom line of this paragraph, I mentioned here in a blue color. So you can note down even that basically in reality, the creation is continuous, okay? And everything, every new thing, any new possibility of new creation is basically within the evolution, okay? And that is a potentiality which emerge during the evolution. So creation and evolution is not separate. Like church or the religious people, they once thought about that, and that was a faulty religious belief system. They mention with the God. Uh, some people think that God has made the universe and set everything, and universe is going and rolling accordingly, and God is sitting, calmly. And other people say, no, the God is continuously busy in the universe without any uh, stopping, without any pause. So, and that's why the whole universe is evolving continuously. So, well, both David Hawkins is saying, no, it's not like that. You both are on extreme. The reality is the evolution which is going on, which we all believe, according to Darwin ev- uh, 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 theory of evolution, and also some earlier philosopher, Muslim thinker, they also mention. And the same thing, some Greek and Roman philosopher also mention in some of the old writings. But the Darwin basically, he provided some natural selection based methods in which he mentioned that everything is evolving, and that is basically help us to go to find towards more truth, and we are lucky that we are witnessing in that age where we purifying our God, and we basically the old static or dogmatic beliefs set by religious people or church or other religions uh, are are um, are demising, are in downfall, um, and we are more getting enlightenment and we are becoming more aware. So he further says that you are not even witnessing change. That's another illusion because change requires time and there is no time in reality. And I mentioned you in a couple of months ago, we also read that time is a big illusion. And that is in result of a delusion within our mind. So, uh, and that's here David Hawkins is saying. He further writes, he says, those are all mentalizations. If I ask a rabbit, what time is it? He could not know what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course, rabbit does not know the time. And time we have created, our human mind has created it, okay? And that's why we are slave of time. But further, he's saying time is a mentalization that the ego projects onto experience. Of course, that's a very well spiritual evidence we have with us. Okay, because more you are out of slavery of time, more you will become spiritual, and more you will be a happier and true person. And then he further says the evolution as a linear sequence in a time is a mentalization. It's not time or sequence or change that you see in reality, but rather the continuous emergence of potentiality becoming an actuality. Yeah, it's the same thing from the other um, with the other way, as Dr. David is saying, which we learned in last paragraph, that in reality the creation is continuous, which means the potentiality within the creation is becoming an actuality, you know. And here he's saying the evolution as a linear sequence in time is a mentalization. It's not time or sequence or change that you see in reality, but rather the continuous emergence of potentiality becoming an actuality. So, one thing very important when I say that we have evolved from gorilla or apes or monkey, they were our forefather, and we evolved from them like 75,000 years ago, or 100,000 years ago, or something, or 1 million years before we used to be a, let's say, fish or giraffe or dinosaur. and millions of years before we used to be something else. So all these speculations, all these things which I just mentioned here are related with time, right? We are saying that it is related with time, and we mentioned that 1 million years ago, 75,000 years ago, 1 billion years ago, it was this. You know, he is saying this is all creation of my mind. It's nothing to do with reality. But the reality is, but then the what reality is? Reality is everything is emerging, okay, of potential thing, and that is becoming actuality. That is actually we are experience. But our ego mind wants to control this and wants to associate with a time, and that is only a mentalization and nothing else, you know. And that is a revelation he is describing here about evolution. Like he is saying, in other sense, that uh, don't add the time in evolution. Okay, the time is a hoax, is a deception, and you want to see evolution with the time, and that's why you think that there is no creation, everything is evolving. No, when you remove the time, then the evolution will be the creation. Okay, so that's here is a breakthrough he is mentioning here. I know it's a little tricky and difficult and very logical and spiritual explanation, but we have to, I mean, read and understand and accept it as well, because since we believe uh, in ultimate reality, the time does not exist. It is my mental creation. So therefore, the evolution must be seen without time. Okay, and then this whole evolution will be exactly we emerging as a creation. So let's go further in from another way. This thing. So um, Jenny, if you can read this, please.
The great barrier to enlightenment to people who have been everywhere, done everything, and heard everyone is the principle of causality, the explanation that all things have a linear cause and sequence, and that there is a this causing a that. So long as you believe there's a this causing a that, then you have perpetrator and victim, ego and spirit, self and self, and then you're stuck. The principle of causality collaborates about 460, same as Darwin's theory of evolution.
Thank you. It's a good reading. So um, you know already the cause and effect, right? And we mostly people believe in cause and effect, right? And we call it the law of cause and effect, law of causality, right? And many scientists, or almost all scientists, who do not have a spiritual background, they believe that the law of causality is running this universe. And and that makes sense as well, according to my mind, okay? Because my mind always determined everything is happening because of something. And we know that I become victim because of something happened to me, and something happened because of something happened to that, and that thing happened to with because some. So everything is happening in my life and in people's life around me and the things around me and the universe or planet Earth around me. Everything is happening under the principle of causality. because of the cause and effect that we believe generally, that we are taught in schools and university and in our media as well, and we believe on it, right? But here uh, is a breakthrough. Okay, uh, that the creation and evolution is not like cause and effect. Okay, and he's mentioning that because of the cause and effect belief, we have created these all ego, victim, spirit, self, and now everything uh, is like I mentioned, has a cause and effect, and we are stuck in this. Okay, um, and it's not the reality. Okay, in so like the cause and effect is the same thing uh, which which we just study as well previously, um, that everything is going to be happen because of some cause. Okay, and that cause happened because of some this cause, and that thing is happened because of this cause. But if we go to the ultimate cause, and that ultimate cause we sometimes call is God. Okay, so God is a cause of everything. Now, under this principle of causality, don't you think that we will also, my mind will also ask question, who caused the God? Who created the God? Who born the God? Hmm? So, I mean, if you believe on law or principle and laws must be applied and applicable everywhere, okay, beyond time and space. But if your principles are not applying on God, it does mean there is some other reality, okay? So, and that is the biggest paradox in our mind, that our mind has created so much paradoxes, because one law which we believe is a law or principle, it does not lie on many situations as well. And because of that law, we have created our life in a very different way. Okay. And yeah, but still, because it's a matter of rationality, okay, like the principle of causality belongs to intellectual, our intellect, and intellect is also is one of the conscious level which calibrate 460, and that's good. And as like the Darwin theory of evolution, so I never knew that Dr. David Hawkins, as I mean, he thinks that the Darwin's theory of evolution calibrates on 460. And you know that 460. Let me tell you, just show you where is that map action. Let me show if I could find the map. 460, where does it lie? Um, okay, map of consciousness is not here. Let me find in my drive. Uh, map of consciousness. Uh, um, map of consciousness. Oh, here it go. So, okay, let me show you. Yeah. So the map of consciousness he's saying is a 460 pound. Sorry, 60. Sorry, 460 calibration energy level. So 460 lies here. between love and reason, between understanding and reverence, between abstraction and revelation, between meaningful and beni, between wise and loving. So, okay, so still a principle of causality based on reason, okay, and that is meaningful no matter, but it takes towards the ultimate truth anyway. But according to Dr. David Hawkins, Darwin theory also lies here. So it means if we believe on Darwin theory of evolution, and we start to follow the principle and living life, then our conscious level is at least on top five, among the top five, you know. So that is good, you know. So still we are out there. If you see my cursor, my mouse cursor, so here is a 400 to 500. It's a very good, okay. But always remember, the principle of causality is not the ultimate truth, okay? It's a relevant truth, okay? But it is not the truth. Okay, let's come back to my thingy. And yeah, let's go further about the same question, which we, and let's read it, what he's saying. So I would ask Jenny if you continuously read it, please. The same question we are answering here.
The typical audiences at Veritas lectures calibrate around 420, so 460 sounds erudite to them, but from a level of 550 and higher, it sounds ridiculous. The highest truth is that all comes into existence by virtue of the presence of divinity. Nothing else has within it the power to create its own existence. Genesis, Cal 600, states that from the Godhead radiated light, and out of that light originated life in the universe. Life comes from the spontaneous evolution of the Godhead. Everything emerges spontaneously from potentiality to actuality by virtue of the infinite power of the presence of God. What seems to the mind to be sequential and casual is not happening in a sequential, casual way at all. You and I in this moment are spontaneously being what we are in the infinite field.
Excellent. It's a great reading. And we found the answer as well, in more good way. And that is a statement of the day. And that is that life comes from spontaneous evolution of the Godhead. Okay. And nothing else has within it the power to create its own existence. So if we saying that everything is evolving, so in other sense, we saying that everything is creating itself, okay? The new creating, the new emerging species, the new emerging item, the new emerging different thing is happening automatically, right? And even according to my mind, it is not right. Then what is the right then? What is the truth then? The truth is, he mentioned here Genesis, in the Genesis, the code in the book Genesis, which calibrates 600. 600 is here. Let me see. Oh, wow. Here, the 600 is just before enlightenment, where everything is all being perfect, blissful, illuminating, amazing. So when we are on this energy level, 600, then, yeah, so, and that's saying that the God had radiates light, and out of that light originated life and the universe, okay? So don't be have a deception by time, okay? Time does not create anything, or never created anything. Time is our illusion. Everything is happening by God order, by continuously emergence, because of the potentiality within every new creation, and that potentiality converts into actuality. Okay. And but our ego mind wants to control on this, want to do something so that that ego mind control this thing. And that is the fight between ego and God all the time. That man, that's why we have a fight between doctors and spiritual people. We have a fight between a scientist and the spiritual people. That the way the scientists see the world is they want to control the everything happening within human body, within the universe through mind. Whereas the spiritual person or the true person, okay, that tells no, you don't need to include the ego mind. Okay, this is your own creation. Don't pollute the reality with your ego mind. And that's why the fight is going on. Okay, at the moment, 95% people, 90% people are mainstream people because of the wrong way of the reality um, they are experiencing, because of the poor vision created by our school, our media, our society. Okay, um, because always remember, if we will label or everything referring to God without any cause and effect, without any um, time-based evolution, then we will not be able to get credit. We will not be able to become a doctor and engineer and proud things for me. Because if everything is happening because of the God has created everything, then who I am, bloody, who I am. So because I don't want to say myself bloody, I don't want to say myself nothing, because I want to say myself something, and that's why I want to provoke my ego so that I should become something. People call me professor. People may call me doctor. People call me MNA or member of parliament or president or prime minister or a billionaire or millionaire. So these labels my ego wants. That's why I have a fight with God. That's why I have a fight with truth. So you see how and what mechanism we are following, that instead of admitting and following the truth or further works on to knowing the truth, we basically are working to increase our ego against the truth. And that fight is going on. And one of the purpose of my classes is to help yourself, to tell you, to share with you that there is the other truthful way of seeing the reality. Don't see the things like your media want to portray it in front of you. Okay, and that is uh, the outcome of. I mean, if you see that our 80 to 90% people of the world, they are in pain and suffering of small or big level. Okay, but if our mind has developed us so much, if our mind is so good, that why everyone is suffering, why everyone is in pain? Do you have answer of this? And the answer is because we have created our ego mind against the truthful God, and that's why um, we all are in pain and suffering. Okay, and that is the answer of our today's question. One of the question. Now, if you have any question and you have any thought, uh, Jenny, tell me. We can explain, or everything is clear.
I think it's pretty clear. I remember when I was younger, my uncle was an atheist, and he would say, you know, do you believe in science or do you believe in God? And I would laugh and I would say, well, God created science, so I obviously believe in both, you know. But he had the idea that there was one or the other. And you know, it's obvious that it was created. There was a beginning to every single living thing that there is. So I fully understand. I believe that it all comes together. It's one thing.
Yeah, excellent. It is. Yeah, me too. We because always remember we are in continuously educating ourselves. Okay. Um, Although some of the advancement are extreme on high, like invention of the mobile phone, social media, you know, artificial intelligence, electronics, aeroplanes, militarily, arsenal invention. They are, and atomic energy. These are the very big creation which man has made. But still, we are on a very low conscious level. Okay, we still are educating ourselves, and that's why the good thing is the research is going on. Everything comes with a new research. We start to follow new research. Okay, and that is a very good thing. In our modern mind, they accept the new things. As far as we are not dogmatic, if we are and we are not static, we basically are on a right direction. And according to Ricard Tolle, we are continuously towards going towards enlightenment. People are more becoming towards a true and organic life or organic thought. And that's why I believe and I thanks to my God that the the content which I'm reading, you are reading, Javeria reading, Jenny is reading, or other people of same interest, they are blessed people to at least remind or fresh them and learn new things, which is closer to reality and ultimate truth, not to the society where they want us to take with pain and suffering. So yeah, that's all always good. So yeah, that's one question we learned. The next week we will come with another question, and that question is only going to read this text for you, and the question is, if the world is emerging by virtue of presence of God, whose nature is said to be love, then why do bad things happen to a good people? Hmm. I will repeat it. Or the Javeria, you can read this question only. Okay, Javeria is gone. Uh, if the world is emerging by virtue of presence of God, whose nature is said to be love, like God is a love, then why bad things happen to good people? So that is also another good question. So we will read this question next week along with another new question. I will bring it. Okay. So thank you very much for your presence. And if you have, okay, you want to say hi? Yeah, you can say, hello, I am, yeah, you can say, who are you? Yeah, you can say hello. And what do you have in your hand?
A rocket.
Oh, a
It's
rock.
14 hours.
Okay. And what you will do in rocket?
I will play with it.
Oh, you will play it. And where did you see this rocket first time?
From the postman.
For the postman brought for you. Oh yes, I ordered from Amazon and they bought it for you. Well done. And this rocket is from Ben and Holly cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. And I will see you next Sunday, same time with new question and new way of thinking and learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Maratib. See you guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
I got a rocket.
Yeah.